Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's like 8:30 in the morning right now. I just got up, and today we're gonna be doing a full day of eating. So basically, had a rest day from the gym today. It's like Wednesday, and normally I train early in the mornings before school when the gym's not so busy. But had an off day today, so slept in and I have a little extra time in the morning. So I decided why not show you guys what I'm eating right now. Being off of competition prep for like 2 months now, starting to get back into a lean bulking phase. So yeah, figured I'd just run you guys through what I'm eating. So this first meal is not only the breakfast that I have most days, but it's also my my pre-workout meal every morning, and it's super simple, easy, quick. So yeah, let's do it. So this first part really isn't part of the meal, but I think it's something everybody should do in the morning regardless of what you're eating or not eating. You need to drink a lot of water first thing in the morning because you've been asleep hopefully for like 8 hours and haven't had anything to drink, so you're partially, slightly dehydrated. So plenty of water in the morning it's really just gonna help you. It's gonna help you feel better. It's gonna help jumpstart your metabolism. It's gonna help you feel more energy throughout the day, and it just makes everything better. So they say about 16 ounces of water in the morning is really optimal, I guess. I usually have like 2 glasses, like just pound them, and then I have like another glass with breakfast. Anywho, on to the meal. All you're gonna need for this is some oats, peanut butter. This is just normal creamy peanut butter. If you like chunky, you're disgusting. That's just gross. Some sort of chocolate syrup. This is like really healthy, low calorie chocolate syrup. You don't have to use this. Like I don't even have to use it with my current macros, but I just have a lot of it from prep and it's good. So yeah, and an apple. So we're just gonna use 60 grams dry of oats, which is a serving and a half, if you don't know. A little too much there. This was always the worst during my competition prep, was when I would overfill things and then have to put like some of it back in the bag. Like that was literally the worst thing ever. 60 grams of oats. And then you're just going to just barely cover the oats in water. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Because like if you mess this up, like they're either going to be like super dry or like way too watery. So like finding the right amount of water is key. So like that's about what you want in there. Like just cover them in water. And then you're going to put the oats with the water in the microwave for 1 minuto. Okie dokie, once the oats are done, we're gonna put them back on the scale here, and we're going to use 10 grams of peanut butter. Trying to put in like 1 gram of peanut butter is literally the worst. There we go. And then you're gonna put in 10 milliliters or 10 grams because they're essentially the same measurement of whatever chocolate sauce you're using. And overshot it a little bit. That's all right. Macros for this meal are 395 calories, 10 grams of protein, 71 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat. Yeah, like I said, this is pretty much my breakfast every morning, whether I'm training or not. If it's a training day, this is my pre-workout meal, and if it's a non-training day, it's just breakfast. Also, before I leave for school in the mornings, I make my like lunchtime meal that I'll eat at school. So what you're gonna need for that is some pasta that I've cooked up a bunch of, some ground turkey. I go with the 93% lean, 7% fat, ground turkey, so super lean protein. And you're also gonna need some egg whites and then some sort of sauce to put on this. I go with this honey Dijon, I don't know how to say it, sauce. It's like super low calorie. It's actually a salad dressing, but tastes good on this. Also some foods I have from prep that are still really delicious that I'm still eating. First things first, let's cook up some ground turkey. Once the ground turkey is cooked, we're just gonna weigh it out. Because I weigh all my meats like cooked, it's never like an exact number of how much I have every day, but it's, you know, approximately between 3 and 5 ounces usually. This one's a little higher, like at 5.7. So that's a little more than I normally have. Since I'm having a little bit more ground turkey, I'm gonna cut back on how much egg whites I'm going to put in there. So it kind of like balances out, you know? Alrighty, next I'm gonna do about 4 ounces of egg whites. So you just kind of gotta guess and check, but you get better at it, you know, over time. So you just kind of dump some in there, put it back on here. That's like 3.5, so we just need a little half ouncer. That probably is not enough. Yeah, see, 3.8. Just do that again. Boop. 4.09, close enough. And then what I do is I just take the ground turkey and mix it right in there with the egg whites. So it's all kind of like mixed together, and there's not just like pile of ground turkey, pile of egg whites, like separate, because that's gross. Yeah. So I went ahead and put in about a serving of pasta in my little container here. I don't measure that out exactly, but I just kind of know that like the whole bag of pasta has 8 servings, so I do like an 1/8 of what is like in my giant tub. That's about a serving, and that's pretty close. So put that in there, and then once all this is cooked up, put this in here. Just put in some of our sauce of choice, whatever you want to put in there. That is going to about do it for lunch. I then just let it cool down while I'm getting dressed and ready and all that sort of stuff, and then throw this lid on it, and I literally just throw it in my backpack. Like, it's not gonna go bad in like the 2 or 3 hours that it's in there, because I usually eat this at around 11:30ish or so, so it's gonna make it just fine. Macros for lunch are going to be 505 calories, 42 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat, and 48 grams of protein. I will see you when I get back from class. What's going on, guys? Just got back from class, and every day when I get home, there's 2 things that I have like to eat as soon as I get home, like religiously. I don't know why. It's just like I come home and this is just what I want. It's part of my routine now, and that is a banana and one of these like almond granola bar things. I don't know what it is. I just like, I get home and I'm just like, yep, that's what I want. So literally every day when I get home, I have these 2 things as a snack and kind of hang out for a little bit before starting homework or whatever else I have to do. Alrighty, guys, it's time for like the next main meal of the day. It is currently after 5:30. So for this one, we're gonna need some more ground turkey, some sort of rice, brown rice preferably. I use these like instant ones you can just make in the microwave just because it's easier and I'm lazy. Egg whites again, pretty much in every meal. Some sort of sauce again. I'm using the same kind from earlier because it's delicious, but use whatever you want. And a bell pepper. So I have the ground turkey cooking over here. That's all seasoned and all that. And then while that's going on, I'm chopping up half of this bell pepper. Half of it's over here. Use that for my last meal of the night. But chopped up half of this bell pepper. I just cut it into strips, and then I just cut these strips like into little chunks. And that'll go in here once it's all done. But yeah, so dice that up, keep this cooked,
and we'll get back with you. So the ground turkey is cooked and the bell pepper is diced. So I'm just gonna go ahead and weigh this out really fast here and see how much we got. Alrighty, so that's looking like just over 5.5 ounces. As it cools off and you can see like the steam and some water evaporates, it'll actually go down. So I'm probably gonna record it, see it just went down to 5.5 as like full 5.45 or so, because that's what's actually there for the meat. And not just all the liquid that's evaporating. So let that cool off, try to get a little more accurate number. 5.5, it's probably pretty close. So now I'm gonna go ahead and weigh out some egg whites. About 4.1 ounces of that. The ground turkey. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Ooh. Get in there. Good enough. And dump it into there, as well as take the bell pepper and put it right in there with the rest of that Lego. Oh, and I almost forgot, once I get all this kind of cooking, that's usually when I put this rice in the microwave, because it literally only takes 90 seconds to cook in here. So that's usually when I cook this up, and I usually put about 3/4 of this package. Oh, it's super hot. In with this meal, and I'll have the rest of it with my last meal. So that's pretty calorically dense, so I don't do it all in one meal, because I want to spread out my carbs and just my nutrients as much as you can out the day. Just helps with absorption a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm just gonna throw a little bit of that on top. Macros for this third main meal is going to be 742 calories. That is 87 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, and 53 grams of protein. We'll check in with you when it comes time for the last meal. The last main meal of the day, it is currently, what time is it? About 7:30 at night. Pretty much exactly what I made before. It's just kind of more of it, and with some pasta that's in here too, to get some more carbs, but essentially pretty much the same meal. I know I'm boring, but it's what I do. It tastes good. And looking at what I had for the rest of my macros for today, I only need about 2.5, a little bit over 2.5 ounces of ground turkey, so I got that there. I'm just gonna use the rest of this for my lunch tomorrow. We're gonna do 4 ounces again of the egg whites, the other half of that bell pepper I've chopped up. What is left in this rice packet, yeah, like 1/4 of it, not a whole lot. You can't really see in there, whatever. About 1/4 of that rice packet that's left, and then probably a serving of pasta. Macros for this are going to be 351 calories. That's going to be 36 grams of carbs, 6.5 grams of fat, and 32 grams of protein. I had a couple snacks just now and earlier today that I didn't record just because there's smaller things that are, I guess, a little bit less important. But anyways, for snacks, I had the banana and the granola bar. You saw that. I also had one of the mini Reese's cups, the dark chocolate ones, because they're delicious. Some Pirates Booty, if you know what that is. They're white cheese puff kind of things. One of my go-to snacks. I had 2 servings of granola that we make, which is really good. There's a recipe for that on my channel. Go look at that. I had 155 grams of pineapple, and then I had another one of those almond granola bars. So snacks, total of 934 calories, 161 grams of carbs, 28 grams of fat, and 19 grams of protein. And that is going to finish the day off as far as food goes. Total macros for the day, 2,924 calories, right? And the macro breakdown is 163 grams of protein, 398 grams of carbs, and 74 grams of fat. I would say that is pretty much what my diet looks like most days. It's pretty boring and simple. as you could tell, but I like it. It tastes good and it works for me. So that's really just what you gotta find, is what kind of nutritional schedule and what types of foods that you like to make and that you like to eat that work well with your body and that you can, that you can sustain over time. And you just got to find those things that you like and that work for you and just eat them consistently. You really want to try to have a variety of protein sources, a variety of carbs, and a variety of fats. But with nutrition, with new training, anything in fitness, nothing's going to be perfect. I think what is perfect or best is whatever works best for you, and that's what works best for me. You might look at my day of eating and be like, geez, that sounds gross and awful. And that's okay, because I like it. That doesn't mean you have to. Find what works for you. Hit your macros consistently every day, and I promise you'll see progress. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Candy paint with the white on top. Lambo doors or the woo up drop. If you busy plotting on what I got, keep